Hello everybody, I'm not on camera yet. Boo! Did I scare you? Alright, this is Evan Rogers once again. Is my head still in here? This is Evan Rogers coming at you with lesson 12, vocabulary and grammar explanation. Sorry it's been a while since I've brought up a lesson. The reason being, I've been doing a lot of other stuff. Alright, I hope that free Japanese education is enough of an excuse to take some time off. Sorry about my head. Is it right here? I have a band-aid on it because I idiotically bumped my head into something and it started bleeding. It hurt. Okay, anyway, www.evanseasyjapanese.com. There's now a little bit of history up there about Japanese history, so you can learn about the Jomon period, the Yayoi period, and all those sorts of things. Hopefully it'll be exciting to some people. Let's go ahead and jump in. Lesson 12. This lesson has a lot of vocabulary, quite a bit. A lot of it is e-adjectives. E-adjectives. As you can see, they end in E. There's the other one. Oh, there's two more. They all end in E. That's because they're called e-adjectives. Well, that's not really why we call them e-adjectives, because they end in E. Derp. And there's also a few particles here, a counter, a bunch of verbs, and this guy right here. In English we call them prepositions because predicates. Prepositions, where they tell us where something is. In Japanese there's no real need to call them that because they're treated as nouns. So we're just going to call them nouns. We also have an adverb here, totemo. However, adverbs don't function the way that they function in Japanese, the same way they function as they do in English. So I hesitate calling them adverbs, but we're just going to call them adverbs anyway because let's just do it, whatever. Alright. E-adjectives. Takai. Takai. Expensive. It can also mean tall, but I don't think I've taught that here yet. Maybe in a previous lesson I did. Takai. Yasui. Yasui is cheap. Hot. Atsui. Atsui. I have some light bulbs right here. If I were to touch them, I'd go achi, atsui, atsui. Samui, cold. This is generally for weather, cold weather. Samui. Suzushi, cool, like nice fall, spring weather. Suzushi is also for weather. Tsuyoi, tsuyoi, kinnikumachi. Tsuyoi is strong. Nemui, nemui is tired. Tsuyoi, next to tsuyoi is yowai, which is weak, yowai. And then up here we have tanoshi. Tanoshi is fun, something is fun. Yay! Japanese is fun, right? Yeah! Okay, great. Tanoshi, yowai, nemui, sleepy. Totemo. Really quickly, the word totemo is used before an e-adjective or a na-adjective to include the meaning very. So, totemo tanoshi, very fun. Totemo yowai, very weak. Totemo atsui, very hot. Totemo means very. We use it with positive adjectives. Don't make the sentence negative if you're using, or don't make the adjective negative if you're using totemo. Because we would use anmari instead of that. Instead of totemo, we would use anmari. Okay, particles, kara and made. Kara means from. Also, it means because. You can kind of see the connection between the word from and because. Because I ate a cookie, I barfed. From eating a cookie, I barfed. There's a general understanding that they kind of mean the same thing. Kara, made. It means until or up to a point or up to a time. We're talking about time this episode. Sure, why not call it an episode? With G, this is a counter G. Throw it after a number and it tells you what hour it is, what hour. So, ichiji, miji, sanji, yoji, goji, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, rock! Alright, verbs, exciting verbs. Machimasu, machimasu, to wait, waiting. Machimasu, koko ni machimasu, wait here. Kamimasu, chew something. I had some gum earlier. Big Red. I hope I get a big promotion for promoting Big Red. Hey, I like Big Red. Kamimasu is chew. Nakimasu. Nakimasu. This is to cry. nakimasu. Also, it's a sound animals generally nakimasu. They cry, they chirp. The audible sound of birds and animals also gets nakimasu. Demasu. Demasu is to exit something, to leave, to depart. Demasu. Okimasu. Okimasu is to wake up. Okite, wake up, okimasu. Utaimasu is to sing. I can't sing, you don't want to hear me sing. Utaimasu, utaimasu. And last we have nemasu, to sleep. Nemasu. Okay? Those are the vocab words. Alright. Let's go into the grammar. Sorry I have to erase all this. It's kind of annoying. But what are you going to do? I'm doing this really cheaply. Alright. So, in English, with adjectives. Oh, sorry. In English, when we... Is my head still in the shot? In English, when we... It's called conjugation. When we take a verb like the word eat, and we change it to don't eat, or ate, or did not eat, or was eating, eating, ate, eat, eats, eaten. Those are all called conjugations of the verb eat. Those are all conjugations. In English, we generally, I'm not a great English grammar understander, but in general, I'm pretty sure we only conjugate verbs, and I guess they're called predicates. If you're fancy, I guess they're called predicates. In Japanese, we conjugate verbs, and we conjugate e-adjectives. You just heard that right. In Japanese, we also conjugate adjectives. Okay? So something can be more than, like, let's say I'm tall, or let's say, I almost went with expensive. Yes, I'm expensive. I don't know what that means. Okay, so the marker. We'll say it's an expensive marker. Takai desu. It is expensive. Let's say it was expensive. Takakatta desu. It was expensive. We conjugate adjectives. Alright, let's show you how to do some of those things. So with e-adjectives, we have, let's make a little chart. Here is the current / habitual / future tense. Here is the past tense, and here is the positive, and here is the negative. Okay, so we're making a chart, a 4-square chart, and actually, unfortunately, this should be more like this because these ones are longer, so these conjugations are a little bit longer. Okay, so I'm going to use the word des because you should get used to the fact that no matter what, the verb stays like the word des. We're only using des because that's generally the only verb that works really well with e-adjectives without doing a whole lot of hoop-de-doop. So we're just going to use des. So, I've been using the particle, or the adjective takai. And that's the one that's in the book, or on the internet, on the site. Let's change to a different one so you can see a different one in action. This pattern works with all e-adjectives. Let's go with, just for the sake of difference, samui. Samui. That is a horrible looking mu. Don't ever write like that. That's a much better mu. Samui desu. It is cold weather. It will be cold weather. This is samui desu. Now we want to say, yesterday. Yesterday. Yeah, let's go with yesterday. Yesterday it was cold. It was cold. Yesterday it was cold. We change this e to a katta. Katta with a small tsu. Katta. Katta. Sa. Mu. That's another. My moos are horrible looking, aren't they? If I had Japanese teachers, they'd be yelling at me. Samu katta. Samukatta desu. Yesterday it was cold. Last week it was cold. Was cold. Samu, cold, was, kata. And then the word des does mean is. So it is, was cold. Kino, which is yesterday. Kino, samukatta desu. Yesterday it was cold. Literally, once again, literally what you're saying is Kino, samukatta desu. Yesterday, kino, it is, was cold. Kino, samukatta desu. It is, was cold. But Evan, it's past tense. Shouldn't this be deshita? No! I just totally screwed up the camera. Ah, and a light bulb. Great. That is one broken light bulb. No, it is not deshita. It is des. Why? I don't know. Ask the Emperor of Japan. Maybe he knows. However, it's des. Des is des, but we make the adjective past tense. Samukatta desu. Now, we want to say it is not cold. It is not, oh, that should be a negative. It is not cold currently. Change this E to a kunai. Samukunai. Samukunai desu. Right now, actually, unbelievably, it's the middle of winter, but it's not very cold. So, ima, samukunai desu. Ima, samukunai desu. It is not cold. Ima, samukunai desu. It is not cold. Okay? Great. Notice the word that this E is still here. This is still an E adjective. So, if you want to say that yesterday it was not cold, once again, this is still an E adjective. You want to say it was not cold, we just throw this kata on this E, and together we get, let me draw some arrows so you can watch the flow chart. Put the kata where the E is, and then it leads to, I just dropped the cap to my red marker, Band-Aid. We end up with, I just dropped that again because I'm an idiot. Alright, the kuna, we get rid of the E and turn it into kata, kuna kata, and we throw on our samu. Samukuna kata desu. So, kino, yesterday, kino, samukuna kata desu. Yesterday was not cold. Kino, samukuna kata desu. Kino, samukuna kata desu. That's very true. Yesterday was not very cold. Once again, we're having a heat wave here in Ohio. Kino, samukuna kata desu. Not deshita, not deshita, not deshita. No, not deshita. The Band-Aid says no. Samukuna kata desu. It was not cold. Very difficult to wrap your head around. You're gonna get used to it the more you practice it. So right now, start practicing it more. Woo! Alright. Jumping on to the next grammar point. I spent a lot of time on this. Guess why? It's important. True dat. Alright. Time. Let's talk about what time it is. Today we're only talking about specifically the hours, like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock. And there's a counter, G. For those of you who are desperate for kanji, I'm already getting calls for kanji. That's the kanji for hour. If you're not worried about kanji, don't bother with it yet. Still working on a way to teach kanji. Anyway, G. Throw this at the end of a number, the Japanese counter, the Japanese numbers that I taught in, I think, the previous lesson, number 11. So, if you want to say 1 o'clock, it is ichi, ji, ni ji, san ji. 4. 4 is a weirdo. It is not yonji. It is not shiji. It is yoji. Let me put a little bit of craziness next to it so it's easier to remember. Craziness, craziness. Oh my gosh, it's craziness. Alright, yoji is weird. Anyway, the pattern continues. Goji, rokuji. I'm used to saying shichiji, but nanaji is also said, but I like shichiji better myself. 9 is not kyuji. No, it is kuji. 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 Kuji desu. 10, juji. Juji says juji. 11, ju-ichiji. 12, ju-niji. And you might be surprised to hear this, but Japan does use military time quite a bit. So I think it's mostly because of the trains they have in Japan. They do use military time. So you will hear things like juyoji. Juyoji. It's 14 o'clock, which is 2 o'clock in non-military time. Just so you know that you will hear that occasionally. It does go up to 24. Juniji. Nijuyoji. Niju, 20. Yoji. Nijuyoji. 24 o'clock. That does exist in Japan. Alright, that is how you say o'clock. I was going to write down o'clock, but I didn't bother. Okay. Next up we have kara. Kara, and I want to put that up with made because they're similar. Kara, you use this as the word because. So you will have a sentence like, I ate breakfast, and then you want to say, because I ate breakfast, I don't know, I barfed, I don't know. So, because I ate breakfast, 朝ごはんを食べました。朝ごはんを食べました。So, I ate breakfast. Excuse me. We want to say, because I ate breakfast. 朝ごはんを食べましたから、I don't know, I killed a goblin. Goblin. を殺しました。Obviously, those two sentences don't make a lot of sense together. I don't understand a single... I can't comprehend a situation where you would eat breakfast, and then because you ate breakfast, you're able to kill a goblin. But who knows? 朝ごはんを食べましたから、ゴブリンを殺しました。Because I ate breakfast, I killed a goblin. It probably would have made more sense to do it the other way, but whatever. 朝ごはんを食べましたからゴブリンを殺しました。Once again, the thing that is the cause comes before kara, and the effect comes after. Okay. Now, I want to show you if you're ending your sentence in an E adjective. For example, you want to say, because it's cold, I killed a goblin. I don't know. Whatever. Because it's cold, I killed a goblin. We still keep the kara, we still keep the effect. Because it's cold. Usually we would have samui desu. However, when this is an E adjective, we keep this just plain old... We get rid of the desu. Samui kara goblin o koroshimashita. E adjectives are a bit weird, but I want to highlight that. I want to highlight this. When it's an E adjective, we don't use desu. It's an E adjective that when an E adjective ends the sentence. When an E adjective ends the sentence, like samui desu or takai desu, we get rid of the desu and throw kara in its stead. Instead of desu, okay? I don't exactly know why that is, but, you know, just deal with it. Samui kara goblin o koroshimashita. Okay. Also, it can mean from. So we have because. Now let's look at the word from, how it can mean from. This can be from times. So for example, let me write it out for you. 11時から、11時から let's say from 2 o'clock I will read a book. 本 horrible stroke order, don't copy that. 本を読みます。From 11 o'clock 11時から I will read a book. 本を読みます。book を読みます。read a book. 11時から本を読みます。From 11 o'clock I will read a book. Alright, great. Now, this can also be used for places. So let's say I'm going from Columbus. That's where I live. That's why you're seeing Columbus in here a lot. Columbus から行きます。Let's go from Columbus. Hey, where should we go from? Let's go from Columbus. So that's just one way that you can use it. Columbus から行きます。It can be used with places as well. Alright. This is taking a long time, but that's totally worth it. So, from with time and places. まで. This is just from until. Until / up to. Up to a certain time or place. So just like the last sentence, let's say from 11 o'clock, 11時から from 11 o'clock, let's say we want to say from 11 o'clock until 2, what's a good, let's see what new verbs we have. I sing until 2 o'clock. So 11時から2時まで. If you just heard somebody come in, that's my wife coming home. 2時まで歌います. I sing until 2 o'clock from 11 o'clock. 11時から2時まで歌います. I sing from from 11 o'clock until 2 o'clock I sing. 11時から2時まで歌います. Excitement. This can also be used with the places. So Columbus から Tokyo. Let's go with Tokyo. This is how you write Tokyo. Tokyo まで Let's just go with 行きます. 行きます. That should be a key. 行きます. So, コロンバスから東京まで行きます. I go, or I will go, depending on what the sentence is supposed to be. I will go from Columbus until Tokyo. No further. Alright, this has been another exciting installment of Evan's Easy Japanese. I've decided that I'm going to start making videos that go over the examples and the practice problems with you, but not yet. See ya!